that's crazy as hell. But it happens, you know. So it's definitely something that should be xed out, in my opinion.
There's two things that happen when people get trafficked. Okay, one, they get harvested for their organs. Two, they get trafficked for sexual,
For prostitute, right.
or they get just murdered altogether. You know what I'm saying? Some people just weird. You know what I'm saying? So we have to address all three of these issues, and that's what's been going on in this panel. But we have to let our egos go and not make it about like who was the one who initiated the conversation, because it's the conversation, period, point blank. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. So here are the statistics if anybody missed it, right? Okay. 2023 statistics for the United States, okay? 563,389 people are reported
Your,
missing.
your mic cracking a little bit, DJ.
Okay. Sorry about
The
that.
last thing we heard is missing. How much missing?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. So 40% minority. 40% of the missing persons are persons of color, yet African Americans make only 13% of the population. Thousands of people are reported missing every year in the U.S. While not every case will get widespread media attention, the coverage of white and minority victims is far from proportionate. Why is there a disparity in media coverage? Runaways, criminals, desensitization. So a lot of minority children are initially classified as runaways. So when you
Mm.
go to the police and you say my child is missing, they're gonna say, well, she probably ran away. So that adds another like about 2 or 48 hours onto the case. Now, if anyone's seen the show 48 Hours, right? When a person is murdered, it takes 48 hours to figure out who did it. Otherwise, the case is a cold case. Anyone who saw that show,
Yeah, I seen that show.
Mm.
the next level is the missing adults are
Yo, and
labeled as
DJ. I could hear you, but for some reason, like it sounds like you crackling a little. You hear that Keon, or is just me?
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
For
sorry.
sure.
I'm sorry.
I think it might be like you
Is it
like a
better
wire.
now? Is it better now?
Yeah.
Eh.
It's chopping. Yeah, it's chopping for sure.
Yeah, I'm really trying to drive this point home.
Okay, it's good. It's good now for sure.
Yeah, it was good there. You just a
Right.
little bit low.
Is
I
it
could
good
hear
now?
Keon louder. Yeah.
Is it good now? All right, so let's get back to it.
Oh
All right.
Oh
man, we
damn.
went back in the
God
topic. Goddamn. God damn.
So I'm gonna try one
Damn,
more
it's even
time.
worse.
Okay. You hear me now?
Did you move? Like, are you on your phone
No,
right?
I have a whole like console here. Like I have a whole like audio console.
Damn.
It might be I don't know if you gotta come out and come back in or change your audio setting. Let me go and share so I could let some people know we live.
Yeah, she probably gonna come back.
And hit the like button if y'all haven't. We over on DJ Genesis channel. Hit the like button if you haven't hit it. Oh, there she go. Yeah. Yeah, man. I seen Dr. Umar daughter today.
Oh,
I
you
was like,
seen her?
damn, she alive. Yeah, I seen her posting on a channel. And then I
Okay.
messaged her. I was like, good. I was like, I know they was capping. Good to see you alive. She right
Mm.
the message after that. Guess what she sent me? Guess what she responded with?
What?
Her cash app. It's like the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? It's still
And that's the thing, right? And I don't know what it is, man. It's just like it. Once you start getting attention, then you want to start getting money, and then you start just like I don't know what that process is, man. But like,
you know
by
what
God, man.
some people when they get to a certain status or something, they start I don't know, they start look like shitting on they start
Yeah, they
shitting
just
on
start
people.
shitting on people, bro. They just like, this is not worth my time.
So this is what I was trying to like just show. Do you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so let's get back to it. So, all right, so what happens is, why is there severity in media coverage for people that run away? I mean, people that come up missing in the black community, right?
Mm.
So, some are considered to be runaways. A lot of minority children are initially classified as runaways, and as a result, do not receive an Amber Alert. So, all these Amber Alerts you seeing, that is not for black people. They had to come up with an ebony alert specifically for black people.
Wait, they got a separate
Oh
Amber Alert
man,
for black people? Nah, come on.
Ebony.
Damn, D, why your mic doing that, man?
I think it's because she's sharing. It's like as
Cause
soon
she
as she
share.
starts sharing, yeah, it just I
Oh,
don't know.
still, I know you're trying to say, "Can we hear you?" But we
Check,
can't
check.
hear you.
Oh,
What you using, a
hello.
USB mic?
No, I'm using my sound console, my audio console.
Make sure the power is plugged in good, cause sometimes that if you yeah, you see they saying in the chat is crackling up. Now they say it's crackling. If you
Yeah.
could hear it, listen to it yourself, you'll hear how it's sung. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me do.
And let me drop the I'm about to drop the StreamYard link in my chat if y'all wanna come up.
Man,
Y'all wanna come up and rough DJ Genesis up a little bit on her own channel. You know she try to keep it clean and PG over here. You know what I'm saying?
Can you
But
hear me
if
better
y'all wanna
now?
come,
Is it better now?
yeah, we hear you better. You just a little bit low. And let me turn down because people be saying my shit is low as shit. Let me turn my
Okay,
shit.
you know what it was? It was because I had my sound thing hanging off the side of the thing. Is it better now? You can hear me
Yeah,
now?
way better, way better.
Yeah, it was hanging off the side of the table. So okay, so what I was trying to show is that okay? Let me get back to it because I really because this is really keen to my heart because as a single mother, I feel myself like very protective of my kids to the point where I'm like I can barely like when I go out, I'm scared, you know. So all
Mm,
right, let's go into it. All right, why are black kids some okay okay where are we at? All right. So a lot of minority children are initially classified as runaways and as a
mm.
result do not receive an Amber Alert. Okay. So that means those alerts you get on your phone, real loud as heck, 9 times
Yeah.
out of 10, it's not going to be a black person. It's going to be a white lady.
So let me ask you this, DJ. So they only do it. So they don't do Amber Alerts for runaways. They only do it for like abduction.
Yes.
Okay, I don't even be reading them. You know what I'm saying?
It's mainly because of abduction. So
Mm,
if they classify your child as a runaway, then the Amber Alert is not going to be initially the thing. So what happens is with black mothers, when something happens to their child, they
mm.
first say, "Oh, they must have ran away first." So that
Wait,
takes
off
about two
off
two
the bat.
days.
Okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so that so now if the person is whatever where they would normally just put out the police force and try to look for them, that always that puts it at a delay. The
Mm.
next level is missing minority adults are labeled as and associated with criminal and involvement with gangs and drugs. So if you have like an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old child that just stopped responding,
Mm.
they're gonna think that they were doing something, some crime or whatever, so that like delays it. The next step is desensitization. It's believed that missing minorities live in impoverished conditions and crime is a regular part of their lives. Now, this is if you just so you know, this is called blackandmissing.com.
Mm.
I mean Black and Missing Incorporated. So this is where I'm getting these statistics from. Okay. All right. So 50% female and 50% male become missing. 173 individuals listed as unknown. Breakdown based on age, race under 18. 53% white, includes Hispanic, 40% African American, 4% Asian and Indian. 3% were unknown. Okay. 162,755 total number of missing persons of color under the age of 18. All right. This includes Asian, which only make up 4%.
Mm.
Okay. So that means this amount of people are missing. No one knows where they are. In 2023, 224,706 persons of color were reported missing. Of that group, 162,755 were under the age of 18. Yet missing minority children are grossly under reported in the news. What can we do to level the playing field? One, more diversity in the newsroom. Okay, what's happening is that people are just not reporting it in the news. Less is more. Balance the scales and show less one of one group and more of everyone. This is what this organization is trying to do to like bring light to the situation that's happening when it comes to missing and exploited kids that are that and just people that are African American. Now, if you go back into the live, like you guys are starting from this point, where we talked about organ harvesting, we talked about a lot of different things before Witch Doctor started his live. So I really want to know that we're not just only talking about just missing people. We're talking about people that have been exploited when it comes down to like their even
Did
down to like abortions and how like we talked about a lot of different stuff about how
did
the
you did
yeah.
y'all talk about like because a lot of times I hear about the organ harvesting, but I never heard about a solid case that you could point and be like, boom, you see this had happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, touched on anything like that? Because
Well,
I'm late to the
we
stream.
actually did. We talked about the actual connection to the slavery and how they were taking slaves and there was like the thing called the it was the Underground Railroad one way, but then there was a reverse Underground Railroad where they were just grabbing people that were free and bringing them back into slavery,
Mm,
kidnapping them and bringing them up. So it's not just about organ harvesting, but it's also about just people harvesting, just taking them and just rerouting them to wherever you want to take them and then enslaving them to that point or getting rid of them, whatever they're going to do. So it's like
mm.
a, so all this stuff is all tied together. It's not just
Yeah.
one thing. Anything can happen to you when you get kidnapped. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I know that you were showing this on your channel, but I did play a little bit of this video that talked about like the fact that just even in Chicago, there's a whole like thing going on in Chicago and stuff like that, where people like were just getting just taken, and there's like a whole like let's go. Let me show you.
Stories from viewers with similar situations and stories. In the comments section, I was told about human body part rings that have been discovered over the years. Intrigued, I decided to slap on my tinfoil hat and dive into this rabbit hole. I immediately took that tinfoil hat off because I don't think I'm going crazy at all. Because the truth is stranger than fiction. This is what I found. In the quiet suburbs of Chicago, federal agents raided two ordinary looking businesses and uncovered the unthinkable. Thousands of human body parts were meticulously cataloged and priced for sale. Heads for $500, arms for $750,
What
or
the
whole bodies for
fuck?
$5,000. Behind this dark marketplace was the Biological Resource Center of Illinois, a body broker operation allegedly deceiving donors who believed they were contributing to medical science and not having their remains sold for profit. This wasn't an isolated incident either. Similar operations have been exposed across America, from Arizona, where investigators discovered scenes reminiscent of Frankenstein with mismatched body parts sewn together, to Colorado, where a funeral home allegedly gave families concrete dust instead of ashes while selling their loved ones' bodies. These cases expose a troubling truth. While organ donation for transplants is strictly regulated, the trade in non transplant body parts operates in a regulatory vacuum, allowing exploitation of donors' generosity and families' grief. But could these victims be more than just donors who donated their bodies to help others? Could a portion of these victims also be from missing people from all around the U.S.? Hello, strangers. Welcome back to The Strange Bar and Grill. I'm your host, JP. Today we'll be discussing the human body trade, a truth more disturbing than any conspiracy theory. In the frigid January air of suburban Chicago, federal agents descended upon two seemingly ordinary businesses, a nondescript crematorium in Schiller Park and an office building in Rosemont, housing the Biological Resource Center of Illinois. What they discovered would pull back the curtain on a largely unregulated industry operating in the shadows of American healthcare. But could this raid also hold clues to another disturbing pattern across America, the issue of men and women going missing from hospitals? Let's take a look. When agents executed their carefully planned search warrants at the two facilities, they uncovered an inventory that read like the manifest of a medical school anatomy lab. Thousands of body parts and tissue samples, meticulously cataloged, heads, hands, legs, and torsos, were stored in containers. According to federal documents later unsealed, these weren't merely medical specimens awaiting educational use. They were allegedly inventory in what authorities described as a body broker ring that illegally traded in human remains. Now, this federal investigation hadn't actually begun in Illinois. It started when authorities discovered scores of human remains stored on ice, not properly embalmed as required for medical specimens, in warehouses in Detroit and Phoenix. And if you remember from my last story, we talked about hospitals in Detroit and people going missing. I'll leave a link to that in the description. These discoveries created a trail that eventually led investigators to the Chicago suburbs and the BRCIL, the Biological Resource Center of Illinois. Like similar operations across the country, operated within a particular business model. The company solicited body donations from individuals who wished to contribute to medical science after their death. Such donations are vital for medical research and training. Surgeons practice new techniques on cadavers, researchers test new medical devices, and students learn human anatomy through direct examination. And what makes these cases troubling, according to investigators, was the alleged deception involved. Federal agents claim that the BRCIL had assured donors and families that remains would not be sold. However, financial records recovered during the January raids painted a different picture, one of commodification with specific price points. Whole corpses selling for $5,000 and up, arms for $750, and heads for $500. Even more disturbing were the allegations regarding the condition of some of the remains. According to the unsealed documents, some body parts were infected with HIV, hepatitis, and other diseases, conditions that should have disqualified them from sale or medical use. So keep that in mind for later, because we'll touch on that again. These remains were allegedly sold to hospitals, doctors, and medical training facilities, both in the United States and internationally, potentially putting healthcare workers at risk. Now,
That is wild. That is wild right there.
Hello. Come on
Crazy
now.
shit.
Does anybody want to come up, or does anybody have anything to say about that? Like, that's crazy.
I'm dropping the link in the chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it for some time now, but I just wanted to like let it be known what we've been talking about, so that people could like just see some of the.
Yeah. If you want, you could give a brief rundown, because I was watching in the car on the way, but my phone had died, so I didn't hear everything y'all was talking about.
Yeah, so we've talked about a lot of different things. We talked about, I mean, all this stuff is all tied together, right? And let me even show you this. Let me even break it down. So we're talking about the cadavers of people like doing this, and he's gonna get in. It's gonna get even more crazier when you hear it. Like there's so much going on. And I want to thank Mandika Mali. I'm not trying to take anything away from him for bringing this subject to the light, and hopefully he'll come back just, when he cools down. But let's just go into it. Let's just show you.
Peace. Now, I'm sure y'all remember when I made this video, right? About the graves, bodies not being in there. Then y'all remember when I made this video about graves, bodies not being in there. Then y'all remember when I made this video, graves, where are all the bodies? There are no bodies in there. More receipts, more proof. Check this shit out.
But we couldn't find any remains, so they dug up the second spot and the third spot and didn't find any remains. The cemetery would have us believe that because it's been 20 years, it happens that everything that was buried in that casket has returned to the earth. As a dad, that doesn't make sense to me. She was buried in clothes. The casket had metal on it. She had on shoes. But they're telling us that she's not here and they don't have any other answers for us. They pretty much just closed the conversation. I'm not really sure what else to do, but like I said, the dad and me will not let this just die. Again, this is Hillcrest Memorial in Augusta, Georgia, and I want some answers. They do.
Listen, I said it once and I'm gonna say it again. Y'all need to look into what's going on with these bodies. Ain't no bodies in these graves. People are going back looking for their people. They ain't in there. Caskets are getting repainted. Cemeteries are not expanding. How are cemeteries not expanding and hundreds of thousands of people are dying? We should have football fields of expansions every year. Do the math. But when the mind's blind, the eyes can't see.
Thoughts?
Nah, they dig up. So people are digging up graves and taking the organ. I thought you're supposed to take the organs when people still alive and put it in some sort of cooler and shit, like in Demolition Man.
It's so this conversation is not just only about organs. It's about just kidnapping. Period. They kidnapping dead bodies. They're kidnapping alive bodies. Or whatever.
Wait a minute, DJ Genesis. How are you kidnapping dead bodies, man? Come on, man. Come on.
I'm saying, where are the bodies at? What
happened? But that's not a kidnapping, man. Come on.
We're not kidnapping, but all these bodies are disappearing, and what it is that there is a market for this. What are they doing with it? They're taking they're taking our blood, they're taking our organs, they're taking our deceased bodies, they're taking our fetuses, they're making that into stuff. They're taking our um placenta, they're taking our blood. There's so much things that they're taking, and so we're covering all this stuff that they're taking that has to do with us, and we're like, okay, well, well, just even just people. It don't even have to do just only black, just period. What's going on here? It's not just about like, I mean, you have a loved one, you bury that loved one, and then you go to maybe they were involved with a crime, and then you go to exhume the body. You can't do it because the body's gone. It never was buried. What about what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we need to like look in. There's too much. It's too much weird. It's weird. I don't know what they're doing with that, but what are they doing with it? I told the story myself. Even when it comes down to my deceased loved one, right?
Yeah.
We talked about how they took the organs out of the young man that got wrapped into the wrestling mat. Took his organs. My child's father passed away when I was actually preparing his body. His brain was gone.
Wait, who? Wait, who?
About 10. When I was preparing his body for his cemetery, you know he wears the head wrap, right?
Yeah.
Brain was gone. They put something in it, like they stuffed something in there and sewed his skull. They took the skull out and it was just solid. It was nothing there. And I was like, it was very traumatizing to experience. I don't know what else was missing from that, but yeah.
Was he an organ donor?
No, he wasn't.
Wait a minute, because sometimes people do put that on the driver license, though, DJ.
We discussed that.
Okay.
He was not an organ donor. And here's the thing: is that we have to. The whole thing about this is to tell you to like listen. Don't put organ donor on your license.
Right.
This whole like topic, and thanks to Mandika for the topic, it was to bring awareness to like this whole organ harvesting, the whole kidnapping people, because there's a fine line between a person that gets just kidnapped for trafficking and then like when they're no longer valuable at a certain age, then they're up for the harvesting. Then they go up to the next situation. You know what I'm saying? And that actually was in a documentary that I watched about that. There's people that actually have children just to do that. You know.
And shows her the tip. She said is why she want to get cremated. She said, burn my ass. They're not about to mess with me. It shows her the April in the chat too. Shows her the
Right. The
I'm
white
gonna be
guy.
honest. I'm gonna be honest though, right? Me personally, looking at this, I classify it as a crime. I'm pretty sure a lot of our nations and states would probably classify that as a crime. So to me, it's like, why are we looking more into this other than like this something else? I don't know, like sexual assault or like why do you feel like we need to specifically look into this over something else that's classified as a crime?
I mean,
because all of it ties together. Like, what do you mean? Like, it all works together. Like, if you kidnap a person and then go ahead, what were you gonna say, which doctor?
No, I was gonna say it definitely ties in together, and also like stealing somebody organs and all of that shit. That would make me look kind of suspicious at the hospitals. Why so much black women be losing their life during childbirth? You know what I'm saying? I remember, and this is kind of a touchy subject, but I remember when me and my ex was having a kid, and they didn't make it and stuff like that. We literally had to pay to get the body to do a funeral type shit, or else they was gonna. And I'm like, damn. So when y'all keep the body, what do y'all do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like is wild. Like, you know what I mean? Even people
They put the bodies into cream and they use the organs as stem cells. So here's the thing.
Yeah, even the placenta. Some people even had trouble taking their own placenta to the crib from the when you cut the what you call
Yeah,
it, the cord, the umbilical cord, the doctor giving them hassle to take that shit home. It's like, damn, why do
you
y'all
gotta pay
need this shit so bad?
$200. Trust me, I just had a child 3 years
Wait,
ago.
how much you gotta pay?
You gotta pay $200, and you have to let them know beforehand, like before you have the baby. You
That's
gotta pay
fucked
two
up.
hundred dollars, and then they'll give you the placenta.
Why you
So
got it? It's like if I got some. That's like that. And not to say the placenta is trash, but that's like if you telling me I'm gonna dump this trash, and I'm like, nah, let me dump my own. Like if I stayed at a hotel and I'm telling the and I'm about to dump my own trash, and the hotel people's like, nah, 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 I'll dump your trash for you. If you want to dump your own trash, you gotta pay, because for the most part they don't teach us that is value in the umbilical cord or shit like that. So it's got to have some value if they want to keep it, and they want you to pay them to take your own fucking body parts. That shit is wild to me. You know what I mean?
and I also talked about in that same pregnancy and other ones when I was having the baby. Like, okay, in this particular one, Parkland Hospital is like a research hospital. Like, all the college students go there to like, so you'll have a main doctor, and then they'll have other doctors that are training to be doctors. So the entire time after I had my baby, they would come into the room. So like they're doing a thing, and it'd be like five people with this one doctor. Well, can I do the can I try to and I'm like, okay, sure, I guess. But I'm like, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, because for some reason they don't let you sleep when you have a baby. Like when you have a baby, they are coming into your room every freaking hour, especially if you're in ICU. I had a C-section, I was in ICU. They were coming into my room every hour drawing blood. That's another thing. This drawing blood thing. I don't know why they keep drawing blood. I had an actual blood transfusion, and they were drawing more blood. I'm like, how do you draw blood from a person with a blood transfusion? Why do you keep drawing my blood every hour? And then even Baba Yashabaya said that he had his blood drawn 16 times when he went to the hospital. And do you know that America is the largest donator of plasma? I'm like, there's got to be there's not as much. I mean, what's the difference? What is it going to be the difference if you draw my blood in at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock? You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're just drawing blood. I'm anemic. I'm like, and I'm still anemic. They done draw so much blood. I think I'm still anemic right
Yeah,
now.
I don't like that shit. That drawing blood. When I go for a checkup, it's like, why you gotta draw so much blood, man? Like what the fuck, man?
Right. Welcome to
I'll
the
be
panel.
feeling like I'm about to pass out type shit.
You understand what I'm saying? So all this stuff, like so even when you go into the harvesting of organs, you go into the harvesting of blood, you go into the harvesting of bodies, you can go into the harvesting of all this stuff, placenta, all this stuff, it's all tied together. There's a reason why, and it might be a different like section of whatever the heck the medical community is doing this in, but there is a reason why they're doing this. And then when you go and then okay, people coming up missing, the kids, right? You know what I'm saying? What happens to the kids that come up missing? They're showing that hey, they go back to the grave sites, these children, and they're not there. What happens to the body?
Resurrected.
Tiff, welcome to the chat.
What up, Tiff?
Hey, can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah,
Yes.
weird.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, DJ Genesis, Witch Doctor. Help me pronounce your name. Kasim, I can't see it.
Yeah.
Keon.
Yeah,
Keon.
it,
Hey, everybody.
way off.
I'm
said
sorry, the
Kasim.
screen is so small. on my
Let's
screen.
mess it up.
But no, I just wanted to add about the hospital because when I had when I was pregnant, like I was so afraid to have my baby in the hospital. Like I really wanted to have my child at home. That was initially the plan to like have a midwife and a doula and things like that. But even though it's cheaper to have it at home, like who has like sometimes you don't have $4, $5, $6,000 just out of pocket, to pay and have those things done. But anyway, the hospital that I delivered at, I feel like it was like divine protection or something because they were wonderful. Like they asked me for my birth plan and what did I want, and they allowed, I ain't gonna say allowed. I turned down certain. I don't want to say it because YouTube will strike a channel to talk about jabs and stuff. But I turned those things down for not only me and my child, but they also let me take my placenta home because that was one of the things I heard about how they would charge you for your own placenta because apparently your placenta is worth about $50,000 by itself. So I was like, I want to take my placenta home, and they allowed me to, and I was able to bury it here in the backyard. But it's just crazy to me how they charge you, like DJ with Doctor, condolence to you. You said, when you lost your child or whatever, like you had to pay for his body, which is crazy. Like, why you have to pay for something that belongs to you?
Exactly.
That really just raised an eyebrow when it comes to the medical field. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't trust it all the way. I say out of like 100%, I give maybe anywhere between 25 to 30% of trust when it comes to the medical field and big pharma and things like that. Because I don't think our health is in their best interest. They're more in business of keeping you as a patient and actually helping you and curing you, so that way you don't have to keep coming back. But that's my opinion. But on the topic of them taking bodies and organ harvesting. I remember I did a live a few months ago about, because I didn't know this, like when you're like, because I have a son and I personally didn't want to get him circumcised, but his dad wanted to. So we compromised on that. He was able, like, he let me decide not to do certain things to him, and I let him get circumcised. But do you know what they do with baby foreskin? Like, they actually put it in skin products and things
Yeah.
like that in order, I guess, for you to
Remember
make
Ellen?
right.
Remember Ellen DeGenerate was talking about how she used baby. I think it was her or Sandra Bullock. I think Sandra
Hmm.
Bullock was on Ellen's show saying that that's what she used to keep her face looking young. Baby foreskin cream. Shit is wild.
Baby foreskin, the little skin around your little, your child's teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh
That's
my
why I'm
God.
glad I still got my hoodie on, man. Fuck that.
Oh, listen, shout out to the hoodies because it's just weird to me because I mean, even, when you, as you get older and you start looking into these things, you just think, oh, that's part of society, that's normal. But then like, no, it's like, it's almost when you think about those women and girls over there in Africa and stuff like that getting genital mutilation and things like that. To me, circumcision is no different for the baby because, like, what is it for? But they're like, well, that's because it's easy for him to get infections and have growth and stuff under there. I'm like, well, you have to teach them how to wash their damn dick. Excuse my language,
Right, right.
But it's like, I guess, I don't know. People don't want to take time to do that and also take time to teach your kid that. So even with the circumcision, there's still little skin that you have to pull back and clean up under there and things like that. So I just think it's just weird what they do far as when it comes to our children and us as well. Y'all was talking about them taking blood because like as much blood they took from me when I was pregnant because they claimed they were testing for different things or looking for things. I'm like, what you looking for? Like, what do you need? Okay, I'm gonna be out here like they clone Tyrone, they clone Tiffany out here somewhere. So if y'all see a me out there in your hood, it's not me.
Damn. Yeah, that's crazy that they have you paying for your own body parts and even back in the days like when I used to be watching a lot of conscious community content. I remember Tariq Nasheed was talking about how back in the days people would put in the slave teeth as dentures and shit like that. This shit been happening. You know what I'm saying? They got like preserve black fetuses in jars and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Or using black people's skin as leather or turning it to leather somehow and wearing it. So it's been
And
going
even
on.
melanin, they sell melanin by I think by the gram or by the punk, something like that. I can't remember, but they
Hmm.
literally sell melanin.
Let me see. Let me look that up since you brought that up because it's actually like it's really high. Let me see. Melanin by the gram.
Let me see.
I'm gonna show you guys something that's gonna be even crazier. Watch this. Hold on.
$445 per
For
gram.
1 gram, yeah, I just looked it up. That
Sheesh.
is crazy.
Sheesh.
We walking billionaires out here.
rewards once they returned the
Hmm.
so-called fugitive. The slave catcher created three methods with catching both the runaway and the free: physical abduction, envisionment or kidnapping by trickery of free blacks, and apprehension of fugitives. The system lasted for 85 years, from 1780 to 1865. It was referenced to the Underground Railroad, in which the network of abolitionists and sympathizers who helped smuggle escaped slaves to freedom, mostly to Canada and Mexico, where slavery was abolished.
So this is the reverse Underground Railroad. This is when so you get free, but then they got this thing where they take you back.
Yes,
So let's go.
the blackbirders. Blackbirding involves the coercion of people through deception and or kidnapping to work as unpaid or poorly paid laborers in countries distant from their native land. Sometimes this is with the support of policemen and city officials. Black newspapers in Philadelphia would run missing children notices, including one for a 14-year-old daughter of a newspaper editor. One particular person responsible for this egregious act was a white woman by the name of Martha Patty Cannon. From 1811 to 1829, this illegal slave trader was a leader of a gang that kidnapped slaves and freed blacks from the Delmarva Peninsula of Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and the Chesapeake Bay, and then transport them to be sold to plantation owners located further south. You had white men such as John Hart Crenshaw, who was a slave trader from the 1820s to the 1850s, based in Illinois, who was also an associate of a Kentucky lawman and outlaw, James Ford. These two men were kidnapping free blacks in southeastern Illinois and sold them into the slave states of Kentucky. He also was known for breeding slaves and kidnapping free blacks.
Right. So I wanted to show that there's the thing about this whole Chicago connection to where let's go if we go back to this thing, this Chicago body harvesting rings. Let's go into it.
Now, behind the BRCIL were Donald A. Green and his son, Donald A. Green II, who together owned both the body donation business and the Schiller Park crematorium. On September 21st, 2021, the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of Michigan convicted and sentenced Donald A. Green Sr. 24 months of incarceration, 36 months of supervised release, and a $100 special assessment. And on October 13th of 2021, the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan convicted and sentenced Donald A. Green II to 30 days of incarceration, 1 year of supervised release, and a $100 special assessment fee. In my opinion,
So he's body harvesting. He's only getting like what 100 days, and you can get a weed charge and get way more than that.
that is not enough time for these types of crimes. I think they got off easy. But that was just in Illinois, because this Illinois case was not isolated. Similar investigations have exposed questionable practices in the body donation industry nationwide, revealing a pattern of alleged abuses spanning decades. In 2014, the FBI raided the Biological Resource Center in Arizona, owned by Stephen Gore. What agents found there shocked even experienced investigators. A cooler filled with severed heads, a bucket of limbs, and according to court documents, a macabre scene reminiscent of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, torsos with heads of different people sewn together. Gore later pleaded guilty to illegal control of an enterprise and was sentenced to probation. He got sentenced to probation for basically performing experiments with people's bodies, people's dead bodies, sewing heads onto corpses. Like, what the hell? In 2018, a Reuters investigation titled The Body Trade documented how the Detroit warehouse connected to the Illinois case was tied to businessman Arthur Rathburn. Rathburn was eventually sentenced to 9 years in prison for fraud and shipping hazardous materials after he was found to have supplied body parts infected with HIV and hepatitis to medical researchers. In Colorado, similar allegations surfaced against Megan Hess and her mother, Shirley Koch, who operated Sunset Mesa Funeral Home. Prosecutors alleged they sold body parts from hundreds of corpses they were supposed to cremate, often without families' permission. In some cases, they allegedly provided families with concrete dust instead of ashes while selling the bodies. Both pleaded guilty.
Do you understand what I'm saying about the funeral homes now?
Yeah. I was even watching was that Asian show? Oh man, Squid Games.
Yeah.
And you see in Squid Games when people was, because Squid Games people lose their life. Is the last person alive win all the bread. But a lot of them people when they was dying, if they die from, because you could die, it's different ways you could die. You could die in a way that could still preserve your organs. You know what I'm saying? So some of the people that didn't die so gruesome that the organs was fucked up, it had a group of people that was working in the Squid Games. They was keeping their body on the low, and they had a doctor there, and they was literally cutting them open, gutting them of the valuable organs that they could sell, and sewing them back up, and then cremating them. You know what I mean?
And you know that Squid Games was based on a true story.
I heard about it, but I never seen the. I heard it based on a true story, but I never seen the actual real Squid Games that it based off of. You know what I
Well,
mean?
they showed the actual building and everything, like on TikTok and stuff, where it was like they showed where the building was at and everything like that. So yeah, it was based on a true story. So all this stuff. So here's the thing. So you think, oh, okay. So what happens mostly is that you have a person that is deceased, and you think that when that body is dies, oh, okay, it goes. It's dead, right? But no, they can take stuff out of it, and then now the funeral homes and the hospitals work together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the creepy part, is that they're working together. The hospitals need the organs. The funeral home is able to do whatever the heck with the other parts of the body. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're doing with it. Probably selling it well, I don't know. Like, then they give you concrete dust and say, okay, that's your loved one. And so you think you're going to earn of your loved one's ashes, and guess what? No, it's just some concrete dust. You understand what I'm saying?
Damn.
And these people own the funeral home. These two people own the funeral home. So that's what I'm trying to show y'all, is that when they talk about that the graves are empty, right? Because all you know is that you went to the funeral, you saw your loved one, they closed the casket. You don't know what happens to the body, right?
That sounds like they need better security shit. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean,
I mean, they own if they own the place, you know what I'm saying? They ain't matter if they got security. They own the spot.
What? Right. They own the funeral home.
It's not
Oh,
like
you
the
talking about the
employees.
owners doing it? I thought you said something else.
Yeah, the owners doing it. That's some grimy shit.
To mail fraud and were sentenced to prison in 2023. But there's another disturbing pattern across America that few have connected to the body broker industry: people who disappeared without a trace from medical facilities. Nevaeh Richard, just 2 years old, went missing on November 13th of 2012 from a doctor's appointment in Cleveland, Ohio. Nevaeh has been diagnosed with Waardenburg syndrome, a genetic condition that causes congenital hearing loss and changes in pigmentation of the skin, hair, and eyes. Could she have been targeted for her genetic condition? There's not a lot known about this case, but it's believed that the mother or a friend of the mother took the child to a doctor's appointment, but it's unclear how the two became separated. Carlton Purnell was last seen on June 18th, 2024 at Northwestern Memorial Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. It's unclear as to why he was admitted to the hospital, but when nurses went to check on him after a shift change, he was nowhere to be found. His wallet and personal items were untouched and left behind. Of course, no surveillance footage could be found of Carlton actually leaving the hospital. Bartolo Diaz Ortiz, age 41, was last seen crossing the border into Arizona. 3 people were crossing together. They were apprehended, and they said Bartolo was taken to the hospital. When the other 2 inquired about him later, when they were in detention, they were told that he had died. Bartolo has not been seen since. Do you think it's possible that some of these people that are crossing the border are getting snatched up and made victims of the human body part trade as well? Let me know in the comment section. George Gregory Smith was last seen when he was allegedly discharged from a Detroit, Michigan hospital on May 1st, 2006. He was never heard from again. And again, no surveillance footage of him actually leaving the hospital. Frank Brown disappeared on June 3rd, 2015, after being hospitalized for seizures at Baptist Hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. And nearly 9 years later, his case remains unsolved, with no substantial leads or clues about what happened to him. Frank had been hospitalized for several days due to seizure-related issues. When it was time for him to be released, he called his brother Ernest and their mother to say he was being released and needed a ride home. Ernest and his mother showed up to the hospital. They waited in the hospital lobby for approximately 30 minutes, but Frank never appeared. When Ernest went to Frank's hospital room to check on him, his hospital room was empty, and hospital staff informed him that Frank had already left. Surveillance footage did show Frank in the hospital, but it never actually showed him leaving. Shanice Burrell vanished from a St. Louis hospital in 2011 while visiting her newborn in the NICU. Lamont Jenkins went missing from University Hospital's Cleveland Medical Center in 2014. Derek Chambers vanished from the Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oaklawn in 2012 while recovering from a minor surgery. And I can just list probably 100 cases here of people that went missing in a hospital. These cases share disturbing similarities. Many of these individuals disappeared despite security cameras throughout the facilities. Personal belongings were often left behind, and in several cases, the security footage has gaps or malfunctions at critical moments. We have to ask the uncomfortable questions here. Is it possible that some of these missing persons cases are connected to the underground body trade? Could vulnerable patients be targeted by those looking to profit in this shady industry? The geographic overlap is striking. Many disappearances occurred in the same cities where body broker operations were later raided. In Detroit, where Arthur Rathburn ran his business before being sentenced to 9 years in prison. In Chicago, where the Greens operated. In Phoenix, where Stephen Gore's facility was raided. The body broker industry operates in a regulatory vacuum. While the sale of organs for transplant is strictly regulated, the trade in non-transplant body parts has minimal oversight. Only a handful of states have laws specifically regulating body brokers. This patchwork approach to regulation creates opportunities for those willing to push ethical and legal boundaries. Now, the legitimate medical donation industry is vital to healthcare advancement, but the profit motive, combined with minimal oversight, creates conditions where exploitation becomes possible.
All right, thoughts? Any thoughts on that so far?
Man, yeah. Hey, the underground. What do you call it? The underground body part trade. Is that? I mean, like I said, bro, it's not. It's not like it's not possible, but we 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 trying to make a narrative out of this. And it's like I don't think that that's what it is. You know what I mean? I think like that's like I said, like I think we can look at it like any other crime and make a name for it. The underground, you know what I mean, Nissan Rogue stealing groups, you know, like something like that. You know, it could be the same thing. And I don't know what's the point of again specifically going after this. Like, are we trying to say that these people are targeting black people because black people got some divine blood and organs or something? Like what are we?
No, no, sir. I know you've been drinking, but I'm gonna tell you this. It's not about that. It's about that. Listen, organs cost money. There's people that need heart transplant, kidney transplant, lung transplant. All right. And what happens is that everybody is not hitting that button to say, okay, well, if I die, here's my lung, here's my
So
this.
let me ask you this: do mostly black people hit that button to be donors?
At one point we were, but then
Mm.
at one point we were.
And I want to ask this here too, and I don't know if you could answer because it might be a medical question, right? But when people donate, well, you know what? I don't think it is. I'll
And
still ask.
it's not only
When,
just for
but
donation of organs, but it could be for
experiment.
yes,
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. And
like
also, right?
scientific, like this.
If I donate it, if you donate it to another woman, right? Your organ to another woman. Do y'all gotta be the same race? Because I know they say all humans is like 90% the same genetically. So I'm wondering if it gotta be the same race
It should
when
be
you
based
donate.
in blood type. So if you have the
Okay,
same
blood
blood
type.
type as another one, then it makes the organ more viable within your body. So that's what it normally. Welcome to the channel, Nightish.
What up, Night?
Did you have something to say?
You might still be muted.
Yeah, I was on the phone. What happened?
No, I was welcoming you. I thought you had something to say
Thank you, DJ Genesis. You being nice today.
today?
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I think it's just about money. And as long as money involved, everybody gonna be involved. Just like we watched Diddy pay 50,000 to get something disappear. When you talking about that industry right there of organs, that's millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't think that Keon's like, well, what's the big deal? It's like, bro, do you know
Now
that?
I think he trying to say why is it why we zero in on black people if other people being organs being harvested too. He want to know if we got some divine if it's the
No,
melanin. If
no, no. It's because it don't listen when we come up missing, nobody looks for us.
okay, so you saying
When other races come up missing, they got like a whole Amber Alert and this alert and that alert and people looking for them. When it comes to us, they don't look for us, so
so you
therefore it
saying
makes
black
it
people
more.
you saying we more vulnerable?
Yes,
Okay, okay,
100%.
okay.
And when it happens to
Stay
us,
safe out here.
come on now. And then if you actually look at how many women, I mean, there was a whole. I think I brought up a whole thing. Somebody brought up a thing that there was like 60 women that came up missing in Florida, and no, I'm sorry, it was called Operation Dragonfly, right? So it
Mm.
was a whole operation to like find missing people, right? And it was black people like getting the bodies too, getting they bread. You know what I'm saying? But that whole thing came a whole thing online But then when you actually see, you have to make a whole ebony alert when it comes down to the black people. There's a whole thing called an ebony alert. Are you aware of that?
No, I didn't know that.
So you have the amber alert, but they had to make an ebony alert because black people, they don't even broadcast it. So let me show you about the ebony alert.
And you also have to have like your own separate people being involved because that's how much they don't care. That's why you need like black doctors and all these other things because when it comes to like the medical facilities, if a black woman is talking about she in pain, they think that black people have a higher pain threshold, so they don't believe them. They think they just want drugs.
Exactly.
So you need people that understand your people to be able to be compassionate to take care of their needs.
Exactly. Right. So there's like a whole thing to where, you know, we're looked at like we could like it's okay, you know, you don't need as much medication. So let me show you this real quick. So let's go into it. Let me show you this. Why they had to even come up with an ebony alert? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That means that when something happens to us, you know what I'm saying, we're very vulnerable in this type of a situation, right? So let's go into it. So there's an intro. Let me go into that. Real quick.
Not issue an Amber Alert.
Where's Ariana?
It's
real.
How does a 2-year-old girl in San Francisco vanish and police not issue an Amber Alert?
Where's Ariana?
It's been 7 years since Ariana Fitz was last seen.
There's something wrong with the system.
It's why this senator got the new Ebony Alert passed in California just for black people.
We just want something to be done.
When the Shade Room told you about it last week, you lit it up in the comments.
Watch this.
Wondering why missing black children will now have a different system than those traditional Amber Alerts. Senator Stephen Bradford stepping into the Shade Room. Why he says we've got a bigger problem when it comes to black people going missing. I'm Justin Carter, TSR News starts right now.
Hello.
Bro,
The Ebony Alert system has got a lot of us talking. It authorizes law enforcement to alert the public when black children and young adults go missing, similar to how Amber Alerts work. And we saw what you wrote in the comments. One roommate wrote, quote, that this only makes it easier for them not to find us. Go back to the drawing board. Another roommate wrote, quote, a way for authorities to decide how fast they want to respond. And another, I don't agree with the Ebony Alert. We only need one alert for children because race shouldn't matter. No, it shouldn't matter. But the bigger question is it mattering when police, they start investigating these cases? The last time Tess Fitz heard from her sister, 32-year-old Nicole Fitz, was Easter 2016.
I get this message asking if Nikki's missing. And I'm like, no, I just talked to her a couple days ago.
She called her phone, no answer. She began to panic when she realized her 2-year-old niece, Ariana, was also nowhere to be found.
When we did the missing persons report, they told us that they don't suspect foul play because they're together. If one of them had been missing without the other, then that would have prompted, foul play.
3 days went by. Tess got the worst news from a detective on the case.
And that's when he tells us that Nikki had been found.
Yeah.
That she'd been found dead.
Violently beaten, murdered, and left under a wooden plank at San Francisco's McLaren Park.
It just probably didn't make sense. Like, she was just here.
Nothing made sense. Like, the whole 3 days didn't make sense to me.
The family continued to struggle because police still decided not to issue an Amber Alert for Ariana, who was still missing.
Why wasn't an Amber Alert issued for Ariana?
Honestly, I don't know.
And to this day, that has never been made clear by police. But the FBI recently admitted that they were wrong about Ariana and Nicole being together at the time of their disappearance.
We do not believe that Ariana was with Nicole at the time of her death, but we do believe that Ariana's disappearance is related to Nicole's murder.
According to the Highway Patrol, in order for an Amber Alert plan to be activated in California, it, quote, has been confirmed that an abduction has occurred or the child has been taken. The victim is 17 years of age or younger or of proven mental or physical disability. And there is reason to believe that the victim is in imminent danger of serious bodily injury or death, end quote. The Shade Room spoke to Natalie Wilson, co-founder of the Black and Missing Foundation.
Ariana disappeared from San Francisco, but she could be anywhere at this point. And we believe that with the Ebony alert being issued at that time, it could have led to her recovery.
They track the numbers yearly, and data shows that Black youth 18 years and under make up 38% of missing persons cases, and Black children make up 33% of all missing child cases.
The legislation was created because there is a disparity in getting media coverage, law enforcement resources, and even community engagement when someone is missing.
She says the Urban League recently conducted a study and interviewed pimps and pedophiles about this.
They were asked, why do you traffic Black women and girls? And their answers were, one, they know that no one would look for them if they went missing. And two, the penalty will not be as harsh for sex trafficking a young Black girl or woman.
Senator Stephen Bradford authored this legislation and says it starts at the top with law enforcement agencies who sometimes disproportionately label young missing Black people as runaways.
We just want to make sure that we prioritize these young folks and young adults the same way as we do anybody else. And there are young women who are being abducted and sex trafficked. They're listed as juvenile prostitutes. And as we all know, juveniles can't consent to sex. So how in the hell are you going to list them as juvenile prostitutes? But that's what they do to young African-American girls and women.
People have an issue with the name. Why is it called the Ebony Alert?
I don't see problems with the name, or we wouldn't have, labeled it as such. Ebony, we know, has a connection to the African-American community, be it the magazine, you name it. So that's why we want to be very intentional and specific that this is about African-American individuals. So,
any thoughts on this? I mean, I played a lot of it so that people could really get an opinion on this. What do you think about it?
Unfortunately, he got any pushback. If they weren't doing anything with an Amber Alert, they should try to do something with this. Give me 1 second. I got a call.
All right. So, Keon, do you understand what's going on now with this whole situation?
There was never a misunderstanding. My point is that I see. First of all, I think this is a scam. I might be a coon, bro. And you know what? I accept it. I'll accept it because I just think that this seems like a scam to me. And it's an Ebony Alert. It just don't why we need 33% of the, I guess he said in total of the kidnappings or whatever are Black people. I mean, we are what 1/4, 1/5 of the population. So, I mean, that would probably make sense if we were talking about totals. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to pull heartstrings at Black folks and trying to push something so that he can get votes for his next campaign.
So you don't think there's any? Okay, so let me ask you a question. You don't think that Black people coming up missing is less reported versus white? You don't think that there is a disparity in the whole situation when it comes down to Black people coming up missing? You think that it's just everything's all just the Amber Alerts are just Amber Alerting, and then when Black people, because based on what the actual things are, the research is saying that initially they're saying, okay, well, did she run away? Oh, okay, well, we'll wait a couple days to see if she might have ran away. Okay. And then, versus when other people this happens to, it's like immediately the police jump into play. You're saying that that's just an illusion. It doesn't happen like that. You think that's
Nah, I'm saying that an Ebony Alert ain't gonna help that. We should keep these people responsible, and make these people responsible. If they're literally just ignoring,
taking and kidnapping people.
I'm talking about our system. If our system or our policing system is literally ignoring Black people being kidnapped, then we should hold them responsible. Making a whole new Ebony alert is not going to, what is that going to do? That's not, to me, that's really not going to do nothing. Like, I feel like that we can go to these people that's supposedly ignoring us and say, stop ignoring us, and it will be a lot of backing for that. You know what I mean? Because that's wrong in general. So, but that's just me, though.
Right. So let's go for.
That's why we chose that.
We asked Senator Bradford about the slew of negative comments, questioning if this segregates Black youth from the general Amber Alerts that we all know.
How do you respond to that? I know you've been seeing it in the comments.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, it's the same individuals who would also tell you that we don't deserve reparations. We don't deserve affirmative action. We don't deserve all the things that we have been denied in this country for hundreds of years. So I'm not surprised by those comments. It speaks to the racial bias that exists in this country. And it's a shame that we have to do this, but this is a common sense approach to it that it's far too important. Black babies and young adults are just as loved and cared for.
Do you feel like the Ebony Alert would have helped your sister and your niece if it were enacted back then in 2016?
It would have helped as far as, publicizing goes, for sure. Additional spread of awareness would have been huge.
You feel like she's still alive?
I do. I really do.
The Ebony Alert will not only activate phones and highway signs, it'll also open up the field too. This alert will also now include young adults up to 25 years old, also included those reported missing under unexplained or suspicious circumstances, and missing persons that are disabled, cognitively impaired, or at risk. It goes into effect January 1st, 2024, and Senator Bradford says that other states could follow suit, as it has been discussed at the National Black Caucus of State Legislators meeting this week.
So do we think that the Ebony Alert is just like it's a waste of time? Is that what we're saying?
It's not. It should set precedent and other people should follow it.
Thank you.
What did somebody just say a second ago, that it won't make a difference?
Yeah, that's what Keon just said. He says, "Well, I don't understand why we would need that."
Because, bro, it won't make.
This is why. This is the problem with this is the problem right here. There's so many places where we're not being represented, and so many of us have checked out in so many different areas that it just leaves us vulnerable. So it left that woman and her sister and her niece vulnerable because they just ignored it.
Yeah, well, for the first thing that they said, well, is she a runaway? Even though it's a little baby, 6-7 years old, then she must have ran away first. They're gonna first go into, did she run away, and then that's gonna take 48 hours. And we already know, okay, so if the police station is gonna say first, if my child is missing, well, did she run away?
But
and
that's
then
not a black thing, though.
For a second,
You know what I mean?
she ran away.
Well, why are you concerned about other people?
They're not jumping into like.
I'm not gonna answer that. I'm not even gonna entertain
They're not
that.
jumping in the action. You don't have no kids. You could clearly, because come on now, if you had kids, you'd be like, man, hell yeah.
Now we making assumptions.
I'm asking. That's a question.
Hey, at the end of the day, bro, I'd rather just go to the police officers that's ignoring my babies and make them motherfuckers do what they goddamn job, because that's what the hell they supposed
to do.
to
The police officer gonna tell you.
Police officers ain't gonna tell me a damn thing. That's the problem. Now I'm starting to think y'all ain't got kids, because y'all gonna let a police officer tell you that your kid ain't missing. Is that what the hell you gonna do? Is that what you telling me?
I have kids and grandkids. What are you talking about?
Okay, then. So what are we talking about here?
I'm saying you should change the fucking laws and do the fucking Ebony thing, because they wasn't doing what they supposed to do.
Do what you whatever make you feel better. At the end of the day, my whole purpose
so as long as we do this is the point.
I'm trying to find my kids, so I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm not about to sit here and let no police officer tell me that my kid ain't missing. You got me fucked up. Give me another police officer. Brother, give me some. Give me
if
the sheriff.
Tell you the same thing, and if the next one tell you the same thing, and the next one tell you the same thing.
Oh, brother, now we just getting in the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
Everyone, because they don't give a fuck about black folks. Yeah.
Right,
they
bro.
don't. Why? And here's the next thing I want to show. Why are black kids more likely to go missing in the United States?
On camera, the last image of her is on camera with a bag of food, and her eyes look so sad.
kept asking myself, why her? Why couldn't it have been me instead of her?
We've seen a lot of African American girls that have gone missing, and very little visibility is brought to their case. For 2 weeks, we said she did not run away. And for 2 weeks, they kept saying she ran away. On January 12th, 2018, my 16-year-old niece, Jolie Musa, went missing. She came home with her sister and then was getting some random text messages from somebody, we don't know who. And at that moment in time, she was like, I'll be right back. I gotta go, I'll be right back. Unfortunately for us, she never came back. When we're telling the police that there's definitely something wrong, she would never be gone like this and completely stop communication. What we then heard was, right now it looks like she left of her own free will. She's a runaway. With the use of that word, there was no further action being done on her case. For 2 weeks, we said she did not run away. And for 2 weeks, they kept saying she ran away.
2
She
weeks.
had been discarded in the woods like yesterday's trash. If they had not said she was a runaway, if law enforcement had started looking for her more urgently at the time we reported her as missing, could they have found her alive?
Jolie was murdered by an ex-boyfriend who had previously assaulted her. Nabiyu Ibrahim strangled Jolie and hid her body in a park. In a statement, the Fairfax County Police Department said Jolie was initially reported missing on January 13th, and our officers immediately began investigating. Ibrahim was promptly identified as a person of interest in her disappearance. Every piece of technology and resource available to our department was deployed to solve this case.
Why would the police look at a young black girl and think she's more likely to be a runaway than a young white girl?
There's just a certain level of prejudice, that still kind of hangs in our culture in the United States.
Across America, the statistics on missing children show a shocking racial disparity. Only 14% of children in the US are black, but 37% of missing people under 18 are African American. Of all the kids that go missing, over 90% are runaways, according to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Most of these issues with young people who run away, they're usually running from a condition or running to a condition, meaning someone's luring them out.
Relisha.
This is 8-year-old Relisha Rudd.
That's good. I can hear him laughing.
She was interviewed by a homeless charity in February 2014.
Shelter give us some place to stay.
She's talking about the shelter where she lived in Washington, D.C.
Say it louder. The shelter give us some place to stay.
4 weeks later, she went missing.
You on the screen.
This is Relisha and the shelter's caretaker, Khalil Tatum, walking into a motel room. Relisha hasn't been seen since.
You have a flyer, sir? Okay. So please keep an eye out for Relisha. Okay.
I kept asking myself, why her? Why couldn't it have been somebody else? Why couldn't it be me instead of her?
Relisha didn't like staying in the shelter, did she?
Relisha called it the trap house.
What did she mean by that?
When they say the trap house, because either drugs is being sold around or near.
It was horrible. Rat. Stink, lice, filth. Nasty. It was just so much going on in terms of quality of care, resources, food. The food there was horrible. I heard Relisha Rudd didn't want to eat there sometimes. She would want to go with somebody else just to really get something good to eat.
Over at DC General, you've seen a lot of things that a child should not see. They was exposed to a lot of things.
Khalil Tatum killed himself a month after this footage was shot, and the police still don't know what happened to Relisha. Her family cling to the hope that someone will come forward with information about their little girl. And her community worries about the many vulnerable children like Relisha.
All right, so let's go into it. All right, so now you see like how like she came up missing, and it wasn't really promoting that. Hey, no, the news wasn't showing it. Nobody was like, she's a runaway. You understand what I'm saying? She must have been doing something wrong. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that
So they got video footage of her walking into a hotel room with some mysterious white, well, I guess her caretaker, and they labeled her as a runaway.
Yes.
And then that man deleted himself. That seemed like guilt.
Hello?
Man, okay. All right.
So now do you see what's going on? Is that in any other situation they would have been? They had the video footage. They could have been found where what was going on. That's the part I'm trying to say is that I get it. People just don't want to have hearts today, but we gotta come on now.
Nah, bro. It's just like we trying to make conspiracies off of these people just being ignorant. These are dumbasses. These are people who's not doing their jobs, and we're trying to make it into this whole underground railroad of people that want to get black people's organs. It's like, no, these are just dumbasses.
You sounding
Why
like
can't they just
Anton.
leave people
You sounding
as
like Anton
dumbasses?
Daniel. You sounding like Anton Daniels, Keon.
It's
So
just
you
that
think black
simple. Like
people's
these
organs
police
not being
officers,
harvested?
these police officers and sheriffs are
And
just
Tom said
simply
some shit
not
like
doing their job. Like it's just that simple. Like I don't know why we don't try to blame the people that's actually doing the wrong here.
Bro, the people. Go ahead, Knight.
Anton said some shit like that before.
Nah, Anton don't once people talking about something about black people, Anton try to make black people look like is a cry wolf type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Because it is. Y'all need to stop this. We grown as hell. We over here crying about because we was born black people don't like us. Like stop
And
it,
this is the reason why when people are too extreme with the pro black shit, right? I do look at them kind of sideways because it overcrowd the real shit that be happening. Because I don't think this organ harvesting shit is some fake shit. I don't think it's some fake shit, but I just don't agree with the pro black extremists because a lot of times it is like crying wolf. Because when real shit happening, a lot of times we look at it like it's just some black conspiracy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like think about it in a logical way. If you was an organ harvester, why would you just wait for black people? Again, in the United States, we're literally 1/5 of the community.
Nah,
We're
but what I
1/5 of the
would do,
community. So
but
out of
Keon,
hold on. Out of one
I,
out of 5 people that go into the hospital, you would have to wait. Why would I wait on that? Why not just take everybody that comes to the
I won't
hospital?
wait for black people if I was an organ harvester, but I would take everybody who is vulnerable. From what I'm understanding, what DJ Genesis
So you
saying
saying
is
black
the
people are
majority of
vulnerable?
women are vulnerable too. It sounds like from what she's saying, it sounds like the majority of organs being harvested are women, and the majority is minorities, not just black people. She just said that the Amber Alert, the majority of time it don't be minorities. If I was an organ donor, I would have target the vulnerable because I would get away with it for longer. I would have target the poor. I would have target minorities. I would have target women because those are vulnerable groups that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if
But that makes sense.
I needed a kidney, I would know to go find a little black girl kidney, and nobody would be looking for it. No one would give a fuck.
Bro, see, that's what
I
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
just do
See,
this.
this is
I
the
don't think
problem
it's
with the
just a
conversation.
racist thing. I
This is
don't
the
think it's just a
conversation.
racist thing because I'm pretty sure in the organ harvesting, I'm pretty sure it's a sprinkle of black people doing the crimes too and shit. I'm not saying it's a racist thing necessarily, but I'm definitely saying it's a vulnerability thing. All the vulnerable groups is susceptible to shit like that because they're vulnerable, bro.
And that's not even what I was saying. What I'm saying is they'll take any fucking body's organ, but why are you concerned about everybody else? So when I hear this blackity black thing, the thing that's confusing to me is your ass black? Because why the fuck are you concerned about how many white folks' organ is being taken when if Amber cries, they're gonna shut down the freeway? That's why it's an Amber Alert.
Bro,
Black
assuming that I care about any of you
I did
niggas
not cut
is
you
crazy.
And then they
Why
say,
the fuck say?
then you had black people saying that we shouldn't have an ebony alert. It should be one alert.
Right.
And
That's
we
why I'm
ain't
trying
trying
to
to
ask
get
this
too much.
individual right here why
They
he's
mad because they phone
Yes,
getting
you
alert.
agree with me. We should have one alert and keep people responsible for what the hell they're supposed to be doing. If they not,
Why
then
are
But
you
fire
they're
their
not
ass and
going to
get their ass
promote
put in
an
prison.
ebony. Listen, you're missing the point, right?
You
Bro,
don't give a
stop
fuck
saying I'm
about
missing the point. I ain't
No,
missing
you're
nothing.
missing
I
the
just don't
point,
agree with
yeah.
you. I
Yeah,
don't agree with your
The
point.
point you're missing is that when a
He
black
doesn't give a
person
fuck about the
comes
point,
up
DJ.
missing, when a black person comes up missing, They do not immediately address it. So the Amber Alert does not go out at the same time that when it comes for other races.
He understands that.
You're saying who gives a fuck?
He's saying he doesn't give a fuck.
Wow.
No,
And
I'm
I'm
saying that
asking
it's irrelevant. I'm
asking
saying that
him.
it's irrelevant. Wait, hold on. If you
Right,
want to
but
try to say
I'm
what I'm trying to
asking
say, then let
Keon,
me say what I'm trying
if
to
he
say.
let me
I'm
finish my
trying to say
point,
what y'all talking about is
Keon,
irrelevant because they
This
doing
is
it
some
to
light skin
everybody.
shit. Light skin people can't give each other a chance to talk. This is crazy. You see how the darkies is behaving on the panel?
No. DJ Wish Doctor, I heard him say he don't give a fuck. They supposed to do their job one way. We don't need an Amber Alert. I heard him finish that thought. I'm asking him why
We
does
don't need an Amber Alert.
Bro, you gotta let
I
you
got a
gotta
problem. I got a problem. Hold on. I got a problem with this because every time when black people are just for our race, it's always somebody in our black community have
Y'all about
something
to
to
get old and
say
weird.
that ain't old and weird. You're weird.
It's about to
Because
get
it's
old and
like,
weird on me.
no, you're weird. You're weird. Because that shit is weird. Like,
It's
what is
always a
wrong
black
with
man in the black
us
tell
community.
him,
That's
us
Auntie.
funny.
Tell him,
being
Auntie.
for black people? Like
Hey,
concerned
whatever,
about
bro.
black
Y'all want
people.
y'all blackity black Amber Alert? Go ahead, brother. I'm not going against nothing y'all talking about. I just think it's
that's a
irrelevant,
woman.
and I think that you should,
That's a
instead of being a
woman,
punk
bro.
and trying to
Yeah,
go
that's a
make your
woman.
own, make these people be
Yeah, it's a
responsible for what
woman.
they're supposed to do. That's what I think. But
Keon,
you
that's
know,
a
if
woman.
I'm too whitey white in your blackity black community, I'm sorry.
No,
But
no,
you
no,
know what though? The white people don't even got a problem with it for the most part. I don't even see most of the times I see is black people be doing that shit, bro. Trying like when they be trying to stop, they be like, "Oh, this is blackity black." I rarely hear white people say it's some blackity black shit. Probably the super conservative types and shit.
But
DJ
what is wrong with black people helping black people? What is wrong with that?
I'm
There's
trying to
nothing
explain.
wrong
When
with
did
it.
I ever
You
say
don't
that was
understand
wrong?
what is
I
wrong
never
with it.
said
I'm
that
trying
was
to
wrong.
explain it to you. I'm trying to explain it to you.
That's how
Here
you
y'all go.
making it seem like.
Let him
Old and weird.
explain
That's
it
what
to
I'm
you,
saying. Y'all
Auntie.
about to get
Let
old and
Nightish
weird and start making up shit that I didn't
let
say.
Nightish try to bring some understanding between y'all two. You got it, Nightish.
I don't want to yell over people. They already coming after me because
I ain't trying to yell out over nobody. I just wanted to know, like, what is wrong with Amber Alert for black people, for black little kids?
explaining to you why the brother sound like he upset.
Now I'm upset.
Go ahead. Speak your mind, Keon.
He might not be able to get his butter biscuits.
I
Now
think
we
it's
talking
made
about
it.
butter biscuits.
I
Honey,
think
Here
you
it's
come the
got
made
you
it.
got
old
you
black
got the
trope.
stage. You got
Here
the
come the
stage. You're on
old
the
black
stage. What you got
white
to
trope.
say,
Like
bro?
here we go. Same old, same old. Same conversation.
Cause you ain't
Same
even
old
like
thing.
saying nothing, bro.
All right,
Nah.
bro. I'll stop talking, bro. Y'all go ahead. Y'all get y'all black on.
Put you on center stage to make
Big
your
fist
point.
in the
Make
big
your
fist
point.
in the
Make
air, people. Big fist in the air. Let's get
You
our
got a
let's
blue
go ride
eye.
our black Amber Alert.
When you see a
I'm
brother
all
with
for
one of them dogs with the blue eyes, you know what's going on.
Oh shit.
That's a fact. You know a nigga coming for protection, boy.
Vic,
What you talking about?
Go ahead and say what you was about to say, Vic.
That means he's
Because
Girl, I ain't
OJ.
got
He's
nothing to
not
say. I'm
black.
about to say, damn, I ain't never
go
had
ahead,
nothing to
Vic.
say.
Say
What
what
you
you gonna
talking
say, because Keon.
He not black, he Keon.
about? That's a fact.
Someone's asking
That's a fact.
on here.
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything else. I just said, what is the problem? That's all. Because it just seemed like everything that black people try to unite and do together as a people, it's a problem. And it's always like white lives matter, black lives matter. I mean, all people matter. I
All
mean,
that.
why can't we just be for black? I just don't understand it. Like, I just don't get that. And it ain't no old school, old, all that. It's like, I'm asking a question, why? Why do people think like that? Because that's why we're not united now as a people. We go against each other
Yeah.
Because
in
you
our
think we
own
gonna
black
unite behind a
community.
black Amber Alert? That's crazy. You think this is gonna unite us? A black Amber Alert? That's what's gonna unite us
Bro,
No,
that is
for
not
real.
the
I'm just
unite. The
saying
Amber Alert
it's
is nothing.
bigger than that. It's bigger than that, Holmes.
Oh, okay,
It's way
okay,
bigger than that, bro. So
okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
I mean,
Yeah,
this is
Black
our
Amber Alert. I
kids.
definitely do feel more
So you
empowered
have
as
a
a black
child,
man,
right, Keon?
knowing
Keon,
that.
do you have a child? You have a
Again, I
child?
do feel more
All
empowered.
right.
You know, with the Black Ebony Alert being up and going. You know, I actually I've been feeling different ever since I knew about this. To be honest with you, you know what?
Nah.
I'm backing this now. I'm back
You
in listening. I
haven't
feel you.
you haven't felt different because you know why? Because it's not happening to you and it's not happening
Actually, that's
around
actually
you.
again. This is the assumption, the bullshit. This is probably what. Let me not get upset. I have a
You
child. He
already
has
upset. Don't
autism.
act like you're not
I have a
upset already.
child. He has autism. My autistic child at the age of 6 decided to get his bike and go away and just go somewhere. We called the
Hmm.
police. When the police came, they put in a report. They had choppers in the air. They found my kid within 5 hours. Worst 5 hours of my life. So this is probably why before you make assumptions, we should actually try to talk to each other instead of just coon and butter biscuits. Because again, that's what old black people love to
But
do.
you're the one that's being coon and butter biscuits because you the one that's hollering
I
and
honestly I don't
screaming.
care who is the coon and butter biscuits. I really just care about,
Mm.
getting to the point
Now
of the
there it
problem.
is right there. There it
Get him
is.
on,
There it
get him,
is right there. There it is.
Goodness
let him off
gracious.
the hook.
You the
Let him.
angry one. Go ahead.
Yeah, because this kind
Hey,
of hit
matter of
home.
fact, let me change
Kidnappings and,
my
children
avatar.
going missing. Again, it done happened to me a couple times. It wasn't even that one time. It happened to me a couple times because he just loves to wander off. So,
Right. So could you imagine what would happen is if they like would have
well, I
just
don't
put
have to
people in.
imagine it actually happened. I don't have to imagine a
Right, but
damn thing.
in other people's cases, no, I'm saying in your case,
Yeah, I
they
just got
put
lucky, right? Just to push your narrative, you're gonna tell me I just got lucky.
is
Okay.
that getting lucky or is it that in your area they took it serious? In other people's area,
That's
that
my
might
point.
be.
That's literally my point.
So you only have that narrative to go on, so you can't understand other people where they just didn't take it serious and said that they ran away.
But
And
you're not okay. Rather they're taking serious or not, DJ, you're not pushing that the police officers are just dumbasses who's not doing their job correctly. You're pushing they want black people organs. That's what you're telling us.
that is
That's
not
not
what
what
I'm
she said
saying.
at
What are
all.
you talking about?
She
All
didn't
right,
say that
bro.
at all. She gave you examples of where they didn't do their
Y'all just
job.
went on a whole 5-minute rant about how I'm
Nah, but
not
you
with the
know
black
this, though.
community. Like, what are
That's
you
the
talking
same.
about?
This is what I was saying about a lot of times the extreme um pro black people. A lot of times they keep going with the narrative so much that a lot of people, anything they hear, they hearing through that filter, so they already thinking is, oh, here's some blackity black tinfoil shit. So Keon, I think you
Bro,
actually
stop
listening with your filter,
patronizing me. That is not how I'm
bro.
thinking. It's just
But
because she's
nobody
literally
said
only
that.
talked
But
about black
bro,
people.
she
And then when I
literally
said
showed.
that it's all people, then
But
everybody started getting on me, calling me
but
coons and
Keon,
buttery biscuits.
but
It's
Keon,
like, stop
me and you,
patronizing. Like,
but
let's have
Keon, me and
honest
you,
conversation.
Keon, wait a minute, bro. Me and you was up here at the same time when DJ Genesis showed the stats of not just minorities. She showed the stats of white people and minorities and brown people. Well, I think it was black, but I don't know if when you said brown, you mean black and Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
It lumped the white people in the Hispanic and white into 50%, and then it
Mhm.
said like the Asians they put it with the colored people for some reason I don't know why, and they said that these are the amount of people that are going through this.
Bro, y'all are being so weird. Y'all, again, just 10 minutes ago, it was coon and butter biscuits. What the hell was that about then? What
You
was
the
that
one
about?
that brought up coon and butter biscuits.
Now I brought it. This is crazy. All
You
right, bro.
did.
Y'all can
You the
go for
one
it.
You
that
did,
said that.
Keon.
Y'all go for it.
You did, Keon.
Y'all
You
go
say
for it.
you started to say something. Then you said,
You
"Oh,
said
I
this is
might be a
about
coon
coon
for
and
this."
butter biscuits. And I thought you was
Bro,
calling
y'all
me
are
that.
weird, bro. This is what I'm saying. The old trope. Y'all just act like y'all so confused. Like y'all not confused.
Man,
y'all not
listen,
dumb.
this
Like
is what
stop
I
acting like
showed
y'all dumb.
earlier.
Like
Hold
y'all not
on.
that. Y'all know
Keon,
No,
this is
exactly
you
what
what's
I
going
showed
on. And
earlier.
y'all know what y'all trying to
53%.
push. And it's just weird
no
to me,
no,
bro.
Keon. You know it because you know when you got ready to say something. You
Y'all just
even
trying to
admitted
be
yourself.
on the fence about it
No, hold
when I
on,
actually
bro.
bring it out and be like, oh
No,
no, we ain't talking about that. But then when I actually say
no,
something that
no,
y'all don't
no.
like, now it's coon and butter biscuits. So
You
like, what are we
said it
doing?
though, dog. You said it before you started talking. You said it before you started talking. You said, I'm gonna say this. Oh, I may get called a coon for it. Even deep down inside, you know you
Damn,
did
he already
something
knew.
wrong. Yeah,
Damn.
he already knew before
And
he
look at
started
and look
talking.
what happened.
Period.
And look what
Is that
happened. Nothing but
cause you
20 minutes later. What happened?
right? Cause you know the
Okay then,
shit you
right.
talking about sound like coon shit.
Okay
But
then,
then
right.
by
Because
you
I mean
know
I
it
get in the
sounded like coon
conversation all the
shit,
time. I don't
and
want
we
to keep hearing
said,
about how because I'm black,
but
I'm
then
just
you can't get
this
mad,
messed
bro.
up, vulnerable nigga who
You
don't know that doctors is gonna take
Give
my
him his
organs. Like
coon
but
I'm
you
train
I'm
award. Give
bro,
him the
yeah,
I'm a
you
coon
grown
train
yeah.
ass man
award.
who's smart as hell. If y'all gonna
Yeah,
fall
but
for that shit, that's y'all fault. Stop putting the whole black community in there. That's y'all
that's
fault.
not Nah,
No
that's not.
one's
Nah,
putting the
that's
whole black community in it. We're talking about
right.
the people coming up
Oh my
missing.
God, bro! All right, bro. We can move on. Never
Exactly.
mind,
Let's
bro.
show
My fault. I
53%
just
white.
misunderstood everything, and I don't get it. Never
You
mind, bro.
clearly
Let's
don't.
move on.
You
There
don't.
you go.
Let's
There
move
you
on. Don't
go.
worry about
More
me.
white people coming up
There you go.
Don't worry about me, bro. Never
He
mind.
young, Janice. Leave him alone, Janice. He young. He'll learn.
53% more white people coming up missing than black. Then the Asians, that's 40% white, and then Asian.
Wait. DJ, Dr. DJ, did she say brown? Did she say brown people? Did she say Mexicans? Or did she say black?
No,
No,
what
all
I'm talking about what this is saying right here. It says white includes Hispanic because anybody know that when they say white, they know that they're including Hispanic, right? Then
not
it
all the
says
time though. Most of the
American,
time. Not all the time.
but
Most of the
this is
time.
what this statistic is talking about. I don't know what other thing. I'm just going off of this thing called Black and Missing Incorporated, right? So
Okay.
it talks about that the majority of people that come up missing is white, then African American, then Asian and Indian, 4%, right? Then you
Mm.
go into it. 162,755 people are missing right now, and 4% of them are Asian. So just deduct that out of that number, the total of missing persons of color under the age of 18. So then it
And
goes
go back to the scroll back up because it had it includes African American, Asians, and Indians.
right.
That's
So
what's
they
included
lump
in the
the
total.
white people into one category with Mexicans and Latinos, and then they
Okay.
put the Asians and Indians with the black people. So
Okay.
they came up with this. This is the number, right? Now I'm not going off my own. I'm going off of what this website says that actually is focused on this organization or corporation that is focused on helping these people.
Mm.
So I'm not. This is not me
I'm
being
down
like
for it.
a black power, like I got my fist up about the black people and what they trying to take our organs because they know we special. And no, this is like the numbers, right?
Bro, we just watched a 10-minute video on TSR News about an ebony alert. What the hell are we talking? This is what I'm saying, bro.
The
I'm not about
ebony
to keep
alert
having
is
this
because people
conversation
are not
if we don't
listen.
understand the implications of
He
what we
don't
actually presented.
understand that, Genesis. He don't understand what you trying.
Now I don't understand. Bro, I
Why
understand the
is
conversation
there
more
a
than you niggas do.
listen? I'm gonna go
Nah,
back.
you
The
don't.
ebony
You
alert.
really
So the
don't.
reason why the ebony alert exists is because there is a disparity in media coverage. So when
Exactly.
a person becomes up missing and they're a child, they'll label them a runaway. When they are a young adult, they'll say, okay, they're a criminal. And then there's a desensitization across the board when it comes to media altogether. So they don't cover it. Now
It's
some
actually
people cover
sad.
it, but I mean, hell, did your child when he came up missing go on the news? Was it on the news?
And I want
No, he
to.
was only gone for 5 hours, nigga. They didn't have to put him on the news. What are you talking about?
If it was Becky Sue, that it would have been on the news. Trust me.
It would
Yeah,
have been on the news.
Man, oh my
That's the part that
God,
you're not
bro.
missing.
Y'all so
I want to.
God
Can I ask a
damn, bro.
question? Can I ask a
White
question?
people done messed y'all up, boy.
Can a
I
night?
swear,
But
postpartum slavery
but
is kicking,
Keon,
boy.
but Keon, you act like Keon, you
So
act
you
like
one
people
of the
just.
you one of
slavery
them
disorder,
ones
man. This
like
stuff is
Kanye
crazy.
West.
White
Can
people done
Yeah,
ask a
tore y'all
question?
asses
He
up,
like
bro.
but he act like
Kanye West.
yeah,
Can a
he
night
act like
ask a
people
question?
just pulling this out their
Yeah.
ass and not like it's data proving it.
What up,
Time after
Peter
time,
King?
people saying they going and doing this. What's up, Night? See, he don't believe that when people go and they report their people and they give him the runaround. He don't believe that. He think we just pulling that out our ass. Like people are
But
not.
I want
I
to know
ain't getting
the
no
question I
runaround,
have. I
bro.
It's
only have.
crazy.
I
Let
ain't
me
got
ask
no
this question
runarounds,
right
bro.
quick. Let me ask this question right quick. Who up here today was being blackity black or pro black?
I don't know, bro. I was just confused, bro. My bad.
I'm not. No, no, no.
I
I'm
I was
was,
confused.
asking the panel.
Hey,
I
I'm
I'm a
pro
part of the
was,
black.
panel,
I'm
bro.
I
pro black.
was, and what? I
One said,
was,
I'm pro
I
black.
was, I
I'm not
was, and what?
arguing with you though. So why are you saying that? What to me? I'm agreeing with you. Did you not hear me agreeing with you? You just
His
want to
plan
argue with
backfired.
black men. Let me finish my point now.
I
I'm
said
not.
I was.
All right, but why are you arguing with a person that's agreeing with you?
Why
Oh no,
am I
you asked the
arguing? I
question.
said
No,
I was.
you asked
Right,
the
but
I
why are
question.
you
was
saying that in the middle of me talking?
I'm about to roll
Go
up, man.
ahead.
Y'all
Go
about to get
ahead. Go
ignorant.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
because you
I
asked the
understand,
damn
what you
question,
said.
nigga.
Oh, so you're not pro-black if you calling me a nigga, so you expose yourself.
And
Oh,
you just
nigga.
called DJ
This nigga,
Genesis
man.
a nigga. You just called DJ Genesis a nigga.
I did not. At no point did I call DJ Genesis a nigga. Why
Yes,
would I
you
do
did.
that?
Now,
Why
which
would I
one
do
is
that?
this? Who?
This
The
is the
one
person
Keon.
for most of these conversations.
Thank
Oh,
you,
I got you
lady.
confused. I'm
Y'all
sorry.
keep doing that to me. I'm agreeing. I, as a black person, am not concerned about everybody else's community because they're concerned about their own communities. You see the Latinos all grouped together. Are they are they Mexicans? The white folks, when they come together, are they whitey whites? What does this blackity black shit mean? Because I'm concerned about my community? How is that blackity black?
Nah, because you want to make a black Amber Alert. That's why it's blackity black. That shit's stupid.
I just heard about this today, sir. What the
You
fuck are
think
you
it's
talking
it's
about?
You
bad
agree with
to
it
make
though?
a
What are you talking
I
about?
agree with it. Yes, I agree with
Okay, then. So what are you
everything
talking
from.
about?
I agree with everything for my people first. You motherfucking right.
Okay, then. So what was the point of you saying that? I just heard
Because
about it
I have
today,
a
sir.
motherfucking mouth, nigga.
Exactly. You got to get angry because you know you got caught.
No, I'm not angry. You the angry one. You the only one up here yelling.
Yeah, because y'all don't know what y'all
You
talking about,
yelling.
and this is serious situation.
I'm yelling
People
because
really
he
go through
yelling.
this shit. Kids really
I don't
go
like
missing,
false
and people really
accusations.
go through
I don't
fucking
like
heart attacks
fake
for 5
anger.
hours while
What
calling
the fuck
somebody
is he
trying to get
angry
their
about?
kids back. And y'all want to make conspiracy
He's
theories out of
angry
this
because people
bullshit,
have
bro.
a
This shit is
different point
crazy,
of
Honey,
bro.
there
view.
is no
Shit is
conspiracy.
crazy.
What is a conspiracy
There's no
theory? This is
conspiracy.
straight up fact,
Yeah,
bro.
like we making up for it when you hear people who said that they went through this. That people were dragging
No,
their feet on their
he
case,
watched
but
video
it's a
evidence,
conspiracy. Come
Green.
on, bro, that's crazy.
He watched video
Yeah,
evidence
so crazy,
of
ain't
a
it?
factual thing that happened, and then said
Right,
that factual thing was a conspiracy.
right.
Man,
Yeah,
he
for
drunk.
sure.
He stayed
We
Jamaican.
gonna act
You drunk,
confused.
bro.
We
You
so
drunk.
confused
I'm
now.
not even
Everybody's
listening. We're
so
not gonna
confused.
listen to
Right?
that.
Yeah,
You
for
drunk,
sure.
bro. You
I
drunk.
feel it,
No,
bro. I
no,
feel
we're
it,
not
bro.
saying we confused. We said that you just every time something against
Well,
black,
y'all
you
asking a whole
against.
bunch of questions for y'all not to be confused.
No, we not confused. We trying to tell you, just like how you don't want us to tell you what you think. Don't do it to
No,
us.
I think we're using real life scenarios and cases and facts to try to make up narratives. That's just what I think. Me
What
personally.
narrative is
You
made
are
up?
very
Bro, if you
insensitive,
don't get
bro.
what
That is
narrative I'm
so
trying to say you're
insensitive.
saying,
That
then
is
that's
so
on you personally.
insensitive.
I've been trying to spill what I think your narrative is, but you've been interrupting me. So how am I supposed to
No,
You are
make this
so
we got
conversation?
insensitive.
we
You
got
know what?
we
Bump
got to
all that.
interrupt you
Listen.
because you just saying anything. You said we
And
making up
then
a narrative. All
what's
we
the
doing
merit
is
that y'all really
repeating
think that
what
just
people
because
saying.
black people what's the merit that y'all really think just because there's a black Amber Alert that they're gonna take it more serious? They're gonna
Alexis was
take
the
black
only
people more
child
serious.
for
What kind
many
of truth
years.
The,
that you have because
She
he's
loved to
black?
be
Wasn't
around
what
other
was said.
Like
kids.
that's
She
That
always just
wasn't
said
what
she
was
had
said.
this
What
friend
was
and
said
that
was that
friend. Like everybody was her friend.
Alexis was very smart. She loved coming to school. She loved doing art, science. She liked all that stuff.
She never, ever, ever missed school. I'm looking out the window because I normally see my baby walk. I watch my baby come home every day. So I ran across the street to the school. And when I went to the school and I asked Miss Rulin, where's Alexis? She turned around and she looked at me. I'll never forget her face. She said, Alexis didn't come to school today. I said, what? And she said, Alexis didn't come to school today. I don't know what was going through my head. I just wanted my baby.
I started working at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel in May of 2002. My first day was a Monday, and Alexis Patterson had disappeared the previous Friday. So first week on the job, Alexis being missing was a huge story. Alexis's case is very unique in terms of missing children because nobody saw what happened. It's like she just vanished out of thin air.
There was a frenzy approach of there's someone missing in our community, a young one. We're going to put all the effort, work, hold no stops. The department took it very seriously.
The officer came to my house and he took the police report. And then other officers came and detectives came. And then they said that she probably ran away. And I told the police my daughter didn't run away.
They thought maybe she ran away. The police, like she didn't run away. She wasn't that type of child that would run away.
I thought someone took my daughter. I know someone took my daughter.
Everything anecdotally that I have heard and everything that experts have told me has shown that missing Black children are more likely to be labeled runaways than missing white children.
Salt Lake City is consumed by the disappearance of a teenage girl. A massive multi-state manhunt is underway.
14-year-old Elizabeth Smart is still missing.
About a month after Alexis disappeared, Elizabeth Smart disappeared from her home in Utah. Elizabeth Smart's case hit national news almost immediately.
How could it happen right in her own bedroom in an
Immediately, almost immediately. But she was considered a runaway. Do you
You don't believe
understand what's going on here? So you're saying that this is just a lie, it don't exist, and no, we're just tripping, we're imagining this. And these are mothers with children that are missing, coming up missing. And you send your child off on the bus to go to school and they don't show up at school, and it's just like, what the hell, bro?
Man, that's crazy. Y'all using these people's disappearances like this, bro. This is why I say some black people don't
Not
deserve to read,
using
bro.
the disappearance. It's like, bro,
This is why I be saying some niggas should
this
read,
is
bro.
a reason why this website and the Ebony Alert exists. And this is no offense to other people that have come up missing. It's that when our people come up missing, they are considered to be runaways. You have to like prove that they did not just run away.
So why not fight the problem? You think really making an Ebony Alert is
Well,
actually gonna fix the problem?
I'm creating awareness of the problem, and then we can fight the problem because people are not aware of it.
So
They're
what
not
is the
aware.
problem? What is the problem?
The problem is that when black kids come up missing, they are considered runaways.
Why?
The media, the police, everything drags their feet because no one gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying? To be quite honest.
So the reasoning why is because no one gives a fuck about black people. Hello?
All right. So listen, Don Harden, my sister is an undercover cop in New York. Nothing against cops. Still, African American girls stay missing 4 times longer than white girls. Approximately 50% of the population. They are 36% of the missing. Just facts. So what are you arguing? What show
I
me.
ain't arguing at this point, bro. I ain't arguing nothing, bro, because obviously we have some type of emotional. Wait a minute.
Show me a different statistic, and then I maybe
I ain't gotta show you shit. I'm gonna let you have what you want to have. This is your reality. I'm gonna let you have your reality because obviously mine is a little bit different. I really don't care. Blackity black fist in the air. Let's go ahead. Let's get our black Amber Alert. Let's go get a black Wall Street. Let's go rebuild that. Hell, I want black stop signs. Why the fuck are they red? God damn it, we need all that shit just straight up black. I'm not here for the bullshit no more. God damn it, we are owed some shit and we gonna make it black. I already got one black president. God damn it, let's make the flag black. Actually, you know what? Burn the fuck the flag. We just make a whole new black flag and it's just nothing but black. No stars, no lines, no nothing. We can just make it black.
Having a whole like crash out session. Because
Actually, my shoes. Actually, I'm about to paint my shoes black. They white right now. Ain't that a bitch? That's some crazy shit. I'm about to paint my shoes black. We can have all
black
that shit.
rage. This is black rage.
Wow. You say what? Matt, I'm racist. I'm prejudiced, nigga. I ain't racist. I can't be racist. What are you talking about?
Why is there so much anger with our own black people about us getting something that's going to help us out?
So that's one person right there.
That is crazy to me. The fact that you're even arguing against
the fact that you're trying to make it seem like I'm angry is what's crazy.
Genesis, you can't even. Ain't no need to
How
even.
am I angry?
Ain't no need to even trying to get to him. Man. He gone.
Man, I'm gonna go back into this because that's crazy to me. Okay, you got it on
Go
your,
ahead.
you know. Let's go into it.
Well, community could have done this.
Within 24 hours of her disappearance, her family members were on at least 3 national cable news broadcasts.
Elizabeth, if you're out there, we're doing everything we possibly can to help you.
Although the local media really covered Alexis's case a lot, the national media didn't. Alexis's story didn't make the national news until 6 weeks after she had disappeared. And it's important for the national media to get involved because when people go missing, they don't necessarily stay in the same city that they were taken from or that they disappeared from.
Yeah, I asked for the tag about
Not long after Alexis
minutes
and
ago.
Elizabeth disappeared,
I
the
don't know
late
how to
CBS
tag.
reporter
I
Gwen
don't know
Ifill
what
coined the term missing white woman syndrome. Beautiful, usually blonde, attractive white women get a lot more media attention than black women and girls who go missing. I can name several white women who have gone missing in the past 20 years. Natalie Holloway, Lacey Peterson, Gabby Petito, they're all over the news. And how many missing black women or girls can we name who are missing? All the research that
None.
I've seen and all the experts that I've talked to have said that white girls are looked at as helpless and as victims and as people in need of protection, whereas Black girls are adultified and looked at as responsible for their own disappearances in some way. One theory
Wow.
is that the police are the ones who put out the news releases and give reporters information so that when they don't tell reporters about missing Black children or adults, the reporters don't know, the reporters don't cover it. And another issue that has come up is implicit bias on both the part of police and journalists. Both of those fields are staffed by mostly white people.
Elizabeth Smart, the Salt Lake City teenager kidnapped 9 months ago, has turned up alive.
I just don't think she's ever mattered because of who she is. You know, her being a little Black girl and, you know, minority and where she come from.
When Alexis disappeared, she was 7 years old. She's Black. Her family lived in a relatively poor neighborhood in the city of Milwaukee. Elizabeth Smart, 14 years old, white, lived in $1 million house in Salt Lake City, Utah. The other huge difference is that Elizabeth Smart, pretty much from the beginning, everybody knew she had been abducted because she shared a bedroom with her sister, and her sister, after a few hours, told her parents there was a man with a gun in their bedroom. Alexis and her mother had a little argument before school. Alexis had picked out some cupcakes that she wanted to bring to her class, but because she had not done her homework, Ayanna told her she couldn't bring the cupcakes that day. So she was upset, but her stepfather, Laron, walked her to the corner, handed her off to the crossing guard, and then went on to take her stepbrother to school. The police have told me that until they can definitively prove that Alexis's parents didn't have anything to do with her disappearance, they are not going to take them off the
Wow.
list. And when you have no evidence of anything, how can you prove anything?
From my research, when children are missing, the first thing they do is look at the parents. So that didn't matter to me. I just wanted them to help me find my daughter. But when you just constantly suspecting me and you're not searching other people, that's where I had the problem.
I mean, if you know her, and if you've seen the way she raised her baby, you know.
This is her teacher. Alexis's teacher, Head Start, right? This is her little teacher.
Oh, you know, she wouldn't let a mosquito bite her baby.
We have to look at all angles and check off the box of most simplest things. And so starting with the family, unfortunately, is one of those beginning points. And until that case is cleared with good, solid evidence, and that you have a individual held accountable for it, everybody's on the table.
The flaws in both the media coverage and the police investigation of Alexis's case aren't what happened in the early days. The flaws are that if she actually was abducted, the focus on her parents as suspects and so much effort being put in to try to find her kind of left some things undone in terms of trying to figure out who might have been responsible for taking her. Because if you think she's a runaway and she left of her own accord, you're not looking for a kidnapper. You're not looking for somebody who had done her harm.
Yeah, so the first 48 is gone.
The first 48 is gone. That's the part I was trying to make, is that, if people are missing the point of that, like, you know what, if my kid goes missing and then they immediately label her, oh, she must have been, you think it was this, what's wrong with you? Did you do something? And now I'm a suspect into the disappearance of my child. You're not looking for my child anymore. You're trying to find out what I did. You're trying to find everything else out, but you're not looking for my child anymore. And this is what happens in the system. But I get it, certain people are in certain communities. So I want to just show you this. And well, no, that's something different. Hold on, let me just go back to this, because we were talking about organ trafficking earlier. Let me just even go into this, because this situation right here.
A grieving mother wants answers after joggers found her son's body and his organs missing. Ryan Singleton disappeared after moving to California. Channel 2's Ricky Klaus is live in Decatur, and Ricky, his mother says she is having trouble getting answers.
Iris Flowers showed me paperwork from San Bernardino, California law enforcement that explains the investigation is still open and therefore she cannot have access to autopsy results. Iris Flowers says
You
everyone
can't
loves
have.
her 24-year-old
Hold
son.
on. First of all, the mother can't have access to autopsy results. The mother of the child. Okay, so something happened to her child. He comes up missing and dead, and you as a mother cannot get the access to the results of the autopsy.
See, that sounds suspicious.
Because I think that's because it's an open investigation. That's why it's still an ongoing investigation, and I don't think they can release it.
But still, to me, I'm like, I would be going insane. Listen,
Son Ryan Singleton.
Peaceful, kind, gentle.
The model and producer left his hometown of Atlanta for a short trip to LA in July of 2013. He was last seen at a gas station after his car broke down. His mother says joggers discovered Singleton's body 2.5 months later in the Death Valley with his eyes, heart, lung, liver, and kidneys all missing.
I don't know how
Oh,
long he was in
my.
the desert. I don't know if animals did this to him. They have proof that some animal, took his organs out.
Flowers showed us paperwork that denies her access to the autopsy results in San Bernardino, California, because it's an ongoing investigation. She says she still does not know how he died, so she can't get closure. Flowers also had ordered an autopsy locally, but could not make the full payment or get all the investigation documents needed to complete it.
I need financial help to help get the things done that I need to done to try to solve this case and bring some peace to me. I'm not getting younger. This is stressful every day.
Recently, Flowers got the final remains of her son. She says she's praying for answers and for closure. Reporting live in DeKalb County, Ricky Klaus, Channel 2 Action News.
So
I'm gonna show you.
Ryan gets flown out to LA by a friend. No one really knows who this guy.
What did you say?
North Philadelphia around 9 o'clock.
Go back here.
Police are investigating after an infant-sized
Just showing, like, the
casket
type of
showed
stuff
up
that's
on the
going on.
streets of North Philadelphia, and now they're trying to figure out who it belongs to and how it got there. Eyewitness News reporter Greg Argos joins us live now from police headquarters with more on this disturbing discovery. Greg?
Yeah, it really is a mystery there, Jessica, for investigators. Police discovering that casket in North Philadelphia around 9 o'clock last night. Police say inside there wasn't a young body, but there were human organs. Philadelphia police work many different scenes, but the call they received Monday night in North Philly,
I was pretty shocked. Like it looked like something straight out of Thriller.
seems like a scene out of a horror movie.
Just after 9 p.m., 39th District Police responded to a report of a child's coffin on the sidewalk along the 3000 block of West Clearfield.
This surveillance video obtained by CBS 3 from a nearby gas station shows police arriving to the scene shortly after 9 p.m. Monday. Inside that tiny white casket,
They found a plastic bag,
and inside that bag,
appeared to be organs, human organs.
investigators say there were no other remains inside the child's casket.
What's unusual is inside the coffin, other than the bag of organs, there was no body. There was no head, arms, legs, or torso, no skeleton, no skin, just organs.
The remains transported to the medical examiner's office as police searched a cemetery across the street for any freshly dug graves. Tuesday, police expected to use cadaver dogs to canvass the area, trying to search for the person and the reason behind this gruesome discovery.
So so before, because we're about to go to witch doctor's panel. Everybody get ready to transfer over to his show. He's about to start his show. But this is what my show was about, and I'm gonna show one last thing to really drive this whole thing home. We got to be very careful about what's going on in his community. So whether it be just our kids and stuff like that. So let's just go.
Number 25.
Organ trafficking accounts for 5 to 10% of all kidney transplants worldwide. Number 24. According to the World Health Organization, illegal trade in kidneys has risen to such a level that an estimated 10,000 black market operations involving purchased human organs now take place annually. Number 23. Prices vary depending on the body part, but as an example, a heart can fetch up to 1 million pounds in the black market. Number 22. According to Organ Failure Solutions, Organs Watch, and ESOT, the typical organ donor is a male of about 28.9 years old with an annual income of $480, while the typical recipient is a male of about 48.1 years old with an annual income of $53,000. Number 21. Those who choose to go through an illegal organ transplant face great dangers as the organs are not guaranteed to work and many, in fact, fail after the operation. Number 20. Organs are used for other purposes, not just transplants. For example, there's a demand for illicit experimentations from unethical scientists, and even parts like the genitals are used in black magic or juju rituals. Number 19. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, every month, more than 2,000 new names are added to the national waiting list for organ transplants, which had 120,000 patients as of publication. Number 18. About 18 people die every day while waiting for an organ transplant in the United States. Number 17. Some doctors say that since demand is so high and waiting times for organs from cadavers so long, organ sales should be legalized, but tightly regulated. Number 16. According to evidence collected by a worldwide network of doctors, traffickers are cashing in on a rising international demand for replacement kidneys driven by the increase in diabetes and other diseases. Number 15. In spite of the risks and exploitation associated with organ trafficking, some of the victims see the situation as a chance to save someone's life. Number 14. Some people have become victims of body snatching or involuntary organ donation. Number 13. In the U.S., there have been accusations, though no proof, of allowing patients on life support to die in order to remove the organs while the heart is still beating. Number 12. Sadly, human trafficking for organs is still generally seen as a victimless crime that benefits some very sick people at the expense of other, more invisible or at least dispensable people. Number 11. The organ trafficking trade involves a network of human traffickers, including mobile surgeons, brokers, patients, and sellers. Number 10. Corrupt doctors often target children, especially those from poor backgrounds or children with disabilities, for organ harvesting. Number 9. Sites of illicit transplant have expanded from Asia to the Middle East, Eastern Europe, South Africa, Central Asia, Latin America, and the US. Number 8. Some donors have resorted to selling their organs on eBay. Number 7. Some have suggested that countries can defeat the traffickers by maximizing the supply of organs from diseased and living donors, and by encouraging healthy lifestyles which would stop people from getting conditions such as diabetes in the first place. Number 6. In spite of its awareness, trafficking is still increasing. Number 5. Estimates state that kidneys make up 75% of the global illicit trade in organs, and because of the rising rates of diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart problems, the demand for kidneys far outstrips supply. Number 4. NATO documents leaked in 2011 claim that Kosovo's Prime Minister, Hashim Thaci, was the head of a mafia-like network responsible for organ trafficking, among other things. Number 3. Lack of law enforcement in some countries and lack of laws in others make it easy for traffickers to offer financial incentives to poor people to part with their organs. Number 2. Organ brokers in China advertise their services by using clever slogans such as "Donate a kidney, buy the new iPad." And number 1. Patients, many of whom go to China, India, or Pakistan for surgery, can pay up to $200,000 for a kidney to traffickers who harvest organs from vulnerable, desperate people, sometimes for as little as $5,000.
All right. So this has been I've been on for 5 hours. So if you get a chance, please go back and watch the rest of the video. We really broke down a lot of different things. Let's go through the panel and get a independent, whatever, a final word from each person. And then we're going to go over there and support Witch Doctor's channel. And I think, what's your subject today, Witch Doctor? Is he still there? Okay. Well,
Yeah, today we my bad. I was just setting up. Today we talking about the power of softness. You know what I'm
the
saying?
power of what?
The power of softness.
The
The
power of
power of softness. Should we treat studs like men? Is being anti, and we talking about is being anti-black woman profitable? Is there profit in being anti-black woman?
Okay, so everybody, when we're done here, we're gonna go over there and support DJ Witch Doctor's channel. But let's go through the whole thing. Let's start from Old Man Law, because he ended. He came here at the end. So, do you have something you want to say?
Now, I mean, everything was I could have said was pretty much said, man. Just in agreement with how they depict us as black people and handle our cases differently. Like that shit crazy to make a parent like you. I can just imagine how a parent could feel being held like under a when they need help for their child, their missing child. I gotta be labeled as looked at criminally first before anything. I not only do I gotta do that, I gotta surpass that and see through that and hold and remain poised so y'all can get to the actual point of looking for my fucking missing child. Yeah.
Shay, that's what I'm talking about.
Shit crazy.
Immediately, like, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? What? I'm now you're looking at me like I'm the bad guy. You know what I'm saying?
And get what? All of that's cool. I'm used to that just being black. But my thing was like, my child is missing. I need that attention on my child.
Thank you.
Y'all have
Thank you.
already lost and killed time and killed possibilities and increased the possibilities of harm or whatever by not just tending to my child.
That's an excellent point. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining the chat. Please subscribe to my channel, you guys. My channel is at DJ Genesis Detroit on YouTube. Please come and support me. I'm doing this. I'm not really getting nothing for it. I'm just doing it because I really care about the community and I really want to, if you get a chance, go ahead, hit the Cash App up. If you don't want to hit the Cash App, just hit the super chat. Please, thank you. Free to Green, what's up? What's your thoughts?
Very informational because I didn't know it was even a thing called a Ebony Alert. So I found out something new, and I think it's sad that we even need an Ebony Alert. We don't get paid
Man.
attention to the point that we need that people got to advocate to have something like that. Like, it really showed the biases in this country. So, but other than that, hey, I appreciate you having me up. My first time on your panel, Genesis. I won't be a stranger. Keep doing your thing, sis.
We do this all the
thanks
time.
for
I
having me.
just did an interview with a guy that was in Angola prison, and we're gonna be getting into that because that prison is very awful. Like there's a whole thing with the Angola prison